Assalamualaikum and very good evening. I'm going to introduce my group case study, which is Majlis Bandaraya Johor Bahru MBJB website. We are from lab section 01A and our group members consist of me, myself, Akila Nabila binti Muhammad Helmi, Muhammad Daniel Iman bin Zainal Abidin, Ain Bashira binti Muhammad, Muhammad Zarif bin Musafa dan Idina Tasnim binti Saleh. The history of the Johor City Council started on 1933, that's known as City Council, and 1917 is upgrade to Johor Bahru City Council or MBJB. MBJB vision is to strengthen the resilience of Johor Bahru towards an international, culture and a sustainability city. Although we know MBJB fast reconstruction, they don't forget to have relationship with the people of Johor. Next, MBJB strategy objective is to apply the use of the technology to continuous innovation such as tax payment and license rental, which can be done by via the internet on the MBJB website. Last but not least, MBJB website provide many services and current information such as if you are visitor in Johor, you can visit the pelawat in MBJB website to know the public transportation time and route and the best place to eat and visit. In conclusion, MBJB website give a lot of benefits not only for residents of Johor, also anyone come to the Johor. Hi, my name is Akila Nabila and my ID numbers is CB23069. As a project manager, the functional requirement that I can identify which is reporting requirement. Reporting requirement is important for the development of the website because these requirements are needed by any company, whether government or non-government, to get a feedback from the end user. Through this requirement, allow end user to write feedback or problems encountered around the Johor. In addition, this requirement is important because it's a medium of interaction between the end user and the owner of MBJB website, which is Council of Johor. The end user can write down the problem easily without going through complicated procedure because it also provides a manual how to make feedback or complaint in the website. Lastly, it also can trace out our report if it's accepted or not and also user-friendly. This is the interface show the manual and when we log in into the website to make a report. Next, non-functional requirement that can identify in MBJB website which is security. Security is ensure one of many different security properties of software is being certified. One example of security requirement is the end user must be registered in the Public Complaint Management System or CISPA before we creating a complaint or feedback. If you already registered, we can enter the website by entering ID and password. For the first time user, we need to register into CISPA by entering name, ID, company, name, address, email and gender before successfully register. The purpose of this to avoid spamming and account creation to the owner of the website which is MBJB. Other than that, to prevent our name from being misused by irresponsible. This is interface where we log in for the first time user to register. Next, I want to talk about the risk type that me as a project manager can detect while develop the website, which is staff turnover. The probability of this risk is higher. While this happens, it will cause the big problem because development process interrupt for a while before find another staff. Thus, the timeline of project is addition. Me as a project manager have to make sure the MBJB website follow the timeline that we agree between Johor Council and the codified part. How to manage the staff turnover? There are two ways to manage this risk. First, creating a positive work-life balance. When environment surrounding us is not healthy, such a lot of pressure in work, this will be the reason staff to turn over. Codified part should allow the staff to have a flexible hours to do their job in any time as long as done by the time. Secondly, me as a project manager have to understand the problem that our staff facing. For example, if development MBJB website is hard for them to implement their skill and website, we can help them by providing a class or seminar that depending on their role. Another risk type that I can find in estimation risk in technical risk. Technical risk is related to the change in the software development, hardware and network infrastructure. The challenge comes when we have to deliver the website but it's not reached the expectation of the MJB owner. That's why the risks have high probability, especially when the team deliver lack of technical expertise and experience. Thus, it will affect the good expression of the codified part. The ways to manage technical risk. First, by approaching the risk, we can identify and analyze the risk by sorting down the requirement that MBJB want, so it can ensure that all activity and requirement are considered in the process of developing MBJB website. Secondly, implement comprehensive testing. This will be processed both either manually or automatically testing to identify the technical issue and process. Thus, they will minimize the risk of technical risks. The factor may affect maintenance cost factor is team stability. Team stability can make maintenance costs reduced if we use the same staff involved in the development, the website, because the end user are not constantly changing. If we change, it would be difficult because we have to guide them and explain more about our system to the new member. Thus, timeline will extend from the original timeline. So we as a project manager, we prefer the staff who well trained in skill or master in some skill to maintain stability of the teams. If we don't have the stability, thus maybe the higher cost will be charged and the timeline of project will be affected. Next, I will pass to the next member.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Daniel Iman bin Zainal Abidin, matrix ID CA23087, and I hold the role of system and first of all, I would like to talk about functional requirements and non-functional requirements. For functional requirements, which is community-friendly calendar, an easy-to-read calendar for upcoming programs should be produced. The calendar should contain information about the event, including title, time, and place. And users can receive event notifications by category. Next, non-functional requirements, which is performance. Online payment processing systems need to be fast. The system must be built to withstand high peak loads, and users can complete their transaction quickly and efficiently. And the last one is allowing periods of high transaction traffic not to affect system performance. Next, I would like to talk about risk type and how to manage the risk. First risk is requirements change risk. There is a high probability that the customer will make a change in requirements. The impact of change will cause delays in project duration and increase development costs. How to manage the risk? So I have pointed out two ways to manage the risk. First one is preliminary analysis. Gather information and conduct a comprehensive preliminary requirements analysis to obtain multiple points of view. Use methods such as questionnaires, programs, and interviews to obtain comprehensive and in-depth requirements. Next, analyzing requirements. Establish a review process for any proposed modification as part of the change control procedure, and inform all parties that sudden changes will impact the cost and duration of the project. Next risk is the threats to cybersecurity risk. This risk is moderate. Hackers often target government websites in an attempt to take advantage, such as data theft or service disruption. Cybercrime can lead to the theft of private citizen information, damage to a website's image, and even legal repercussions. How to manage that risk? So, same like before, I have pointed out two ways how to manage the risk, which is first one is regular security audits, and the second one is data encryption and access control. For regular security audits, perform regular security testing to identify and address vulnerabilities. Engage external cybersecurity experts to perform a thorough assessment to ensure the website is sufficiently secure. The second one is data encryption and access control. Ensure information about citizen is encrypted in record keeping, and implement strict access controls by limiting access to authorized personnel. The last one I would like to talk about factors that influence the software post development for maintenance cost factors. So based on my role, which is system analyst, I have choose staff skills. System analysts are often involved in finding ways to improve system. Efficient work team can minimize the need for costly and time-consuming rework. System analysts support knowledge transfer as a maintenance team member. It is important to ensure that the team has the necessary abilities to understand and operate with the current system. System analyst ensure the team is ready to make change if necessary. And the last one is contributes to the overall effectiveness and cost efficiency of maintenance efforts. That's all from me. Thank you.
Of all, I would like to present about 4.0, which is functional requirement and non-functional requirement. As a system designer, the functional requirement that I have found in this system is search bar. The function search bar helps user to find more information about the city or anything that related to Johor Bahru. For example, users can use this function to find interesting places in Johor Bahru. Then the non-functional requirement that related to functional requirement, which is search bar, is usability. The usability non-functional requirement is focusing on convenience for all users, and the system is user-friendly. It makes user feel comfortable to use it and not experience any problem. For example, in this website, users who do not understand Malay language can change the mode to the English language so that they can understand it. Secondly, I would like to present 6.0, which is risk type and how to manage risk. As a system designer, I have found that two risks that possible to harm our project is technology risks and requirement risks. Technology risks is connected to challenges associated with tools and platforms using by this project while developing a MBJB website. The risks of technology related issues such as software bugs and unexpected limitations can impact the project progress when using various technologies such as web development framework, database and hosting infrastructure. The probability for this risk to harm our project is moderate because in a web development, the use of a wide variety of technology bring considerability complexity. It also will give higher effect to the project development because any technical difficulty will lead to the delay of development. There are two ways to manage this risk. Firstly, I need to conduct all technology assessment before the project begins to identify potential risks. I also need to conduct a comprehensive risk analysis by assessing the overlap and impact of each data asset risk. The second risk type that may harm our project is requirement risks. Changes requiring major design rework. This system provides various functions such as online payments, city service, and public notices, so that changes in requirements may involve adjustment to the design and functionality of the system. The probability of this risk to harm our project is high, and it will give a critical effect on the project development because in a complex system, changes in requirement or design can have a quite significant impact and cause a lot of rework. Two ways that can be done to manage this risk is I have to make a meeting with users or client before approving the project to ask for any changes they would like to request. I also need to use appropriate and scalable module to allow flexibility in accommodating any changes requirements that request by the users so that it will not affect the overall system. Thirdly, I would like to present about 9.0, which is factors that influence the software post-development or maintenance cost factors. So as a system designer, I think the factors that are extremely related to my role is program age and structure. So as a system designer, I need to create detailed design documentation for the development of computer systems in accordance with business needs. So the maintenance cost factors will be higher as program age because their structure is decreased and the system become harder to understand and change. So it needs a lot of money and budget to maintain the system, or otherwise develop a new system if the maintenance cannot be done. Both maintenance and development need a higher cost, but I think it is more expensive if maintenance is done. In this case, I think the maintenance of the MBJB system will take a lower cost since the system program are not too old. The structure of this system is also very up to date and very user friendly. So this system is not very old and doesn't need a lot of cost if they want to make a maintenance. It only need to do some process such as design the elements of the components, because maybe in this system there are some errors that need to be maintained. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad Zarif bin Mustafa and my meeting ID is CA23090. So for this project, I'm assigned as a programmer. So let's talk about functional requirement and non-functional requirement. So for the functional requirement is online payment system. The payment system selection, users should be able to select the type of payment they want to make, such as when license or assessment tax. Next, multiply payment method support various payment methods such as credit, debit card, online banking and other electronic payment. Lastly, the transaction validation, real-time validation to ensure accuracy, clear error communication for incomplete or incorrect information. So for the non-functionality is scalability. Efficient scaling design the portal to scale seamlessly, accommodating a larger number of users without degradation in performance. Second, the database capacity architect the system to handle a growing database of permit and license without compromising the responsiveness. Lastly, performance optimization to maintain system performance as user and data volume increase. So next is the risk type and how to manage risk. So for the first risk type is organizational financial problem force reduction in the project budget. So there is three. First, scope reduction and essential features. Second, quality compromise and timeline delay. And lastly, resources limitation and optimal solution. So for the scope reduction is the budget may lead to re-evaluation of the project scope potential as including critical functionalities. So for the quality compromise, the budget constraint may compromise the quality of deliverables, affecting the overall effectiveness of the portal. So lastly, for the resources limitation is constrained budget may limit resources for development, hindering the project progress. So the way to manage the risk is to create a briefing document for top management that outlines the project's significant contribution to the company's objective and explain why reducing the project budget would not be cost effective enough. So for the second risk type is impossible to recruit staff with the skill required for the project. So there is two reasons. First, limited skill availability and impact on project development. For the limited skill availability is to acknowledge the potential scarcity of qualified individuals with the specific software development and multiple service expertise required for the project. For the impact is lack of critical skill within the team may result in delay, lower productivity and potential damage to the software quality. So how to manage the risk is to improve skill diversification and training, ensure the existing team possess a diverse set of skill and invest in training program to bridge skill gaps. So lastly is the factor that influence the software post-development for maintenance cost factors. So the factor is program age and structure. Because a maintainable code base in Portal Rasmi MBJBS enables seamless adaptation to changing city service, regulation and technology. This ensures developers can implement update efficiently without error and disruption. Second, code maintainability promotes quick understanding, modification and extension of the code, crucial for streamlined development and engagement. Lastly, with all well-structured code base, the risk of error during updates is minimized, providing confidence to the developer in managing diverse features like online payment and city service information. That's all for me. Thank you.
First, I choose public notices and announcements as a functional requirement. Public notices on the MBJB websites are a primary channel for disseminating important information to the public. This includes updates on local policies, regulation, and changes that may impact residents or business within the MBJB area. Information about upcoming local events, festival, or program organized or endorsed by MBJB is shared through public notices. This helps residents stay informed about opportunities for community participation and, for example, from the website user know about MBJB mobile counter services. The mobile counter has provided property tax payment counters and compound check counters and payment with a discount of up to 50%. About non-functionality, as a tester, I choose performance. Efficient performance ensures that user can access important information without delays, contributing to a positive user experience. Fast loading times are essential for positive user experience. For sure, users expect web page to load quickly, and the delay from the website can lead to frustration. So, for retaining user engagement, you need to optimize the website performance. Next, about risk type and how to manage the risk. The first risk type that I choose is a technology risk. From the MBJB website offers various online payment services for rent, license, and assessment tax. Any security breach could lead to financial losses, compromise sensitive user information, and damage the reputation of both the portal and MBJB. Probability for the risk is moderate, as online payment systems are attractive target for malicious actors. The effect could be severe, leading to financial and reputational damage, legal consequences, and loss of trust among users. As a tester, I provide two management strategies. First, about regular security audit and testing. Implement regular security audit and penetration testing to identify and address vulnerabilities in the payment system. This involves employing ethical hackers to stimulate cyber attacks and assess the system defenses. Next is encryption and compliance. Ensure that all online transactions are encrypted using the latest security protocols adhered to industry standards, and ensure that all online transactions are encrypted using the latest security protocols adhered to industry standard and compliance requirements such as PCI DSS. PCI DSS stands for Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. This global security standard for information is to design enhance control over credit card data to prevent fraud. The second risk type that I choose as a tester is tool risk. Inconsistencies in rendering content or functionality across different platforms can result in a poor user experience, frustration among users, and a decrease in the portal accessibility. Probability for the risk is high given the diversity of devices and browser in use. The effect could be moderate to severe, impacting user satisfaction and engagement, and potentially leading to decreased usage of the portal. Two risk management strategies, which is first, cross-browser and device testing. Conduct extensive testing across multiple browsers such as Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and Edge, and various mobile devices such as iOS and Android. This helps ensure that the portal functions seamlessly across different platforms. Second, responsive design and user feedback. Implement responsive design principles to optimize the user interface for different screen sizes. Additionally, encourage users to provide feedback on their experience with different devices, allowing the development team to address any emerging issue promptly. Lastly, about the factors that influence the software post-development for maintenance cost factors. As a tester, I choose contractual responsibility. Meeting the functional compliance requirement outlined in the contract is crucial. Through testing processes, including unit testing, integration testing, and user acceptance testing, are conducted to ensure that the various functions mentioned on the Council's official portal, such as online payment options, information dissemination, and feedback channels, operate seamlessly. By verifying these functionalities against the contractual specifications, I mitigated the risk of post-development issues that could lead to increased maintenance costs.